position, I really do. I guess I'll find out in a minute. Good evening. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I've not turned the bloody thingy off yet, have I? No, because I'm an absolute idiot, that's why. Hello everyone, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting again. I'm going to close this window so I'm not going to see the blaring light behind me. I may have sounds in the background because, well, I'm in the living room and people are allowed to live in the living room. As long as they don't have copyright music on the television, I should be okay. But tonight we are going to carry on painting with the little red panda merchant dude. So how is everybody? Good evening, Ali. Good evening, Twisted. How are you both doing? Hope you've had an alright day. It's been really warm around where I've been, but it's not rained, which sucks. Also, I've just had a little time paradox problem, mental thing go on, literally just before we were going live, which isn't going to help me. So while I'm looking at this and trying to figure out what colours I'm going to use to highlight the glove, can I swear yet? Nah, dang it, we're at a minute. Right, so I've still got four more minutes to go anyway before I can swear. But yeah, I need to figure out what paint I want to use to highlight this little guy. Both on the, well, basically all the browns. So I need the reddish brown, and I'm not happy with the browns for the tree stump. Nope, not happy with them. His one little grey cloak thingy. In fact, can I zoom it in again? I keep trying this, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right. Yeah, you see, the further I go in, I need to get it to it. Right. That's slightly better. So, the brown stump thingy, I'm not quite happy with the top layers of that one. So I want possibly a different brown to go over the top of it. Maybe one of the Vallejo ones, I'm not sure. And his face. See, before I got all these paints, it would have been easy because I had like 4 browns. Despite having Games Workshop paints, I had like 4 browns. Now, however, because of the amount of Games Workshop paints, I've got like 97 variants of brown, essentially. Which are grey browns mostly, because grey is one of their favourite colours as well. But, yeah. Hell of a lot of them. Mick, what is up, my man? I should let you keep all that one. Just for now, though. So, yeah, I'm looking at highlighting browns, which I'm not sure at. I only have so many out, and I have others in various boxes. Now, I've already pulled out the Scrag Brown, which I was thinking could be used as the highlighting layer for his face. But I wasn't sure at. See, this comes back to that little time loopy thing that I was talking about earlier. Because I'm nowhere near ready, even more so than usual, to the point where I don't even know where my wet palette is right now, or any other kind of palette to use. And that little time thingy essentially boils down to humans are too reliant on the clock system that they have produced for themselves to tell the time. And in digital format, it is dangerous. Because I was looking at my smart meter. I use one hand because they're not smart enough to have hands, so they won't even notice one. And it said 25 minutes past 9. And I looked at my microwave and it said 5 minutes past 9. So I clicked the kettle on to make the cup of tea, which is here, and looked back at the time just to double check, and the microwave still said 25, because I know the microwave can run fast. But I glanced back and looked at the smart meter, it now said 24. So just to double check I wasn't going nuts, I looked back at the microwave, which now said 27. So my head was completely gone. So I started a little rant to myself, and that rant was long enough for me to double check again, and the smart meter changed to 25. So that didn't help how I was feeling about the whole situation. So I spent essentially the minutes before, when I should have been looking for my wet palette, ranting about the fact that the time systems in my house are just... yeah, I've gone 5 minutes. They're fucked just beyond belief. It's ridiculous. Don't know how to tell the time. The time things in my house don't know how to tell the time. How fucking hell am I supposed to tell the time then? If my time-keeping devices can't. And how the hell am I supposed to paint if I don't have something to put the paint on? This is all because of these bloody orcs. And this one in particular where I dropped the leg, and I've still not found the leg for him, but because of that I've moved a lot of things to look for the leg, and now I've put a lot of things back in places that I can't remember now. Where is my wet palette? Or any palette thereof. Any palette will do. It doesn't have to be a wet palette. Where have I put all my palettes? This is riveting stuff, isn't it? Thank you, people, for staying and liking and subscribing if you are here. I wish to for the first time, but yeah, Lazy Mini Painting is going a bit beyond its name tonight because I've not even got a palette ready. I've got to have something I can use as a palette, for Christ's sake. I'm only using like 2 browns or maybe 3 tonight. Right. The wonderful plastic lid it is. It's going to have to be because it's... oh no, there's my wet palette. I found my wet palette! It was hidden behind the curtain on the radiator. But I have found it, and it's also got bits in it which I need to get rid of. I'm just going to have to clean my desk up later. It's the only way that I'm going to get around it. Ooh, I also have visual entertainment for this evening as well. Water bottle. No water bottle. Where is water bottle? There is water bottle. Has he actually got water in it? Ah, my arm. Yes, but not enough. I need to go fill up my water bottle. I'll be back very quickly. Mick, that cannot be true. That's not allowed to be true.
Are we doing the team one or the standard? Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I'll fly for that.
Okay. Okay. Paprika Max crisps with tempting me, but I got Doritos instead.
I'm just gonna hold this up to some cases.
Oh.
Sorry about that, people. It didn't even do a weight screen or anything, did I? However, you do get the chance, that very rare chance. Who's grossing on my kids? Go on. Because I couldn't hear what they was doing while I was going to get a wire for them. So. Not necessarily grossing because Sparkles was here, so. Oh dear God, yeah. If your sister genuinely thought that cookers came flat packed, then she shouldn't be allowed to live her own. No. No. Cookers should, yeah. No. basic intelligence tells us that cookers don't come flat packed. There is not a single place that I could. No. The closest thing you'll get to an oven that's flat packed is possibly a barbecue cooker. That's the closest thing you get.
Hey.
I always go for mouse on it.
Oh dear God. No, that is hilarious, Mick. That is hilarious.
He's the best one.
Your sister goes down as one of the best specimens of Yorkshire then, ever. Just for that one feat alone of having thought that cookers came flat packed and they just kind of folded down to like the size of a TV and you can fit them and you can. That is. She's living in the future. She is living in the future. Shame the rest of us have not caught up. You've got a smoker twisted? Jesus Christ, yeah, those things are huge.
Oh, it's the.
I will.
I'm just hoping I've got enough room on
It's not the tea.
bloody pad. Oh no, I found the thing. Where did I put them? I found the actual things for the wet pellet, the proper ones that fit, instead of having to use baking paper like I have been doing, because I've lost the things that came with it. I found them in the process of moving all the stuff in and out, looking for that fucking art like that is still missing and that I can't actually convert because of the two different sizes. The new arc kind of monoposed easy build, you can't actually do a full unit of either choppers or shooters, but here you go, here's enough, there's some to do anything, and you only actually get 9 boys, so 2 boxes won't do a fucking 20-man unit. You know that shit box set? Well, that one, where I've lost a leg from it, won't fit with the good box set, you know, where you can build 10 of whatever the hell you want, and you can build a knob if you wish, because you've not got a leader. But if you buy 2 boxes, you can get a full 20-man unit with a leader, and a couple of extra ones left over. And you can have them with shooters and choppers and rockets and big shooters and whatever. Know that really good box set? Yeah, that one. Yeah, they don't combine with that one because they're new. And Games Workshops are idiots. But now I've lost his leg, I can't use him. So I'm tempted to try and put the rest of him together and see if I can turn him into a peg-leg dog. But that'll have to be something else now. Because Games Workshop are bumbling idiots, and even more so than I am, and I put everything down and lose it. So God knows what they're up to in their offices. I should have enough room left on there for a couple of browns. Mick, you're cruel. You are cruel. You're talking about your family member. But I suppose if that is true, then oh God, that is funny. Right, now I can actually get started after being live for near enough 15 minutes.
No, you don't.
I also have a huge distraction as well because, well, it's a game being played. And I don't mean a sports game, and I don't mean like a televised game. I mean, this is a game that actually matters. This is an in-house game. This is a game for console supremacy. This is one that we've waged for years to come. Those are always interesting. With planning wise, Ali, they're about the same. We've just bought a couple of things. One of which is there. See? I know I'm not technically on paper, but yeah, it's supposed to go on and never come off. So it went on and I liked it, so now it's never coming off. And see, I have very simple logic. However, we also got sparkles in ring at the same time. So we are just waiting for adjustments to be done, and then we can collect that. So plans are moving along steadily because of time scales, but yes, they are moving along. Thank you for asking. Right, now I've got to try and focus on this little guy who's quite literally trying to stare me out. Is it coincidence that Specsavers sent me a letter saying that I need an eye test? Now I can't focus on this little thing? I think it might be. And that brush was a bit too big as well. Definitely for trying to get along the ridge of an eyebrow. And tip of a nose. Oh, come on. Well, that's how I usually go on, Mick, but at the moment I'm trying to do some quite precise painting, and in this case I can't actually focus on it well enough to do it to the degree I would like. So, and not having magnifiers immediately to hand is hindering me a little bit. So I'm definitely going to have to dig those out and make sure that they are clean. Because I did get another set from the same place that I got the paints and a lot of other things. And because they have been sat in storage for quite a while, some of the lenses aren't quite as crisp as they should be. Luckily the ultrasonic cleaner has a glasses setting, so I should be able to sort them out. I hope. I'll have to come down in the orange on this as well, aren't I? In this case, very, very, very bloody lightly in some places. And not be able to see and focus the fucking help. Oh well. Good evening, Buzzard. How you doing on Battlefield, mate? What is it tonight? Rocket launchers at flying aircraft, or are you teaming up to take out infantry squads? Yeah, I'm in a strange conundrum about the glasses at the minute, Ali. Because I like a certain style, every time I get glasses I get that style. And as my prescriptions slightly changed on each one, I've gone and changed it. And now I have so many in the same style, and I've not worn them for so long, I don't actually know which are my glasses. So I'm essentially going to throw them all away when I get my new ones. Not because I'm going to have to go for an eye test. That's what the letter was about for Specsavers. Dear Mr. Mini Painting, you're overdue for an eye test. Which is not good for a mini painter, I must admit. I've got to admit that. Although my painting technique has got better over the years, my eyesight has degraded, so... Trade-off isn't necessarily the best. Right, now, which brown do I use for? I've got a feeling Twisted would say, no, that brown's better for the tree, not for the red panda. Well, I'll put it on the red panda now. So, well, red pandas have got a bit of a white snouty bit, haven't they? I just remembered. Ah, dang it. White. Do I go for ivory or do I go for white? Because they're quite white, aren't they? Again, I put all my paints away, so I'm not entirely sure. But I'll use ivory because it's the first one I found. And, hell, it's better than rooting through the entire box for something that I can do off camera and I'm going to have to do. And I'm going to have to do it. Like, look, these are the ones I use more often and these, like, yeah. So these need to be the ones that are readily available and everything else can go into storage. So it'll be probably brought down to about 3 or 4 washes and about 12 paints, I should imagine.
I did that one. Oh, I bet you did.
I essentially anyone who watched Breaking Bad, I like ones kind of similarish to that, but without the big thick bit above the eyebrow. So it's just the thick arms, and then it's practically rimless. You are very thin rims. I don't really need them for everything. I just need them for, yeah, small things essentially. Yeah, I'm in the weird place where one eye compensates for the other, and quite drastically so. So while I wait till all that happens, I paint kind of like I did when I was painting under the goggles, which is put it into a place where I know I can focus it and then paint it from there. So if you're wondering how you use the goggles, you essentially use them the same way you would use one of the big magnifier things. It's just that your head's closer to the magnifier thing, if that makes sense. You still got to get it into the point where it's focused. And hopefully it looks kind of like a red panda-ish. There are people, many people on this world with bad eyesight twisted. Don't feel bad about it, mate. We as humans have created glasses for a reason, and that's because we get bad eyesight. I'm still not happy with the tree stump, but as I don't want the tree stump to be the main thing about him, it can do. What do I do about his cloak? I'm not sure yet. Do I want to go with a brown? I've done a lot of browns on him, but he is a traveller. He's someone that's moving from place to place. He sometimes has to blend in with what's around him. Assuming there's some kind of... Yeah, I don't know what optics are, but optics... I've still got that set that you can double up the lenses. I've still got that headset and 2 sets of lenses so you can double it up with magnification. Those things are pretty good for focusing on extremely fine things. Now I think about his back. Once I've done this, then I've got to base up the others as well. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. What colour do I want to do his backpack? I'm thinking green. Do I go Death Guard green? Because I've got fucking shitloads of it. And make it this bright and then wash it with something. But what do I wash it with? Well, obviously I wash it with a washer of contrast, but which one? What's that one? That's contrast one that's already out. No. That's not a wash. Do I have no washes out? I've got to have washes out. Well, that's God green shade, so God green shade might work. Oh no, that's God green shade. I do like that colour, but I don't want to overuse it, so no, it's not getting God green shade. But I need to keep that out because it's awesome. Green wouldn't suit the blue. A blue wash, but maybe a gnome. A null maybe. Definitely not the Reichland, but that's also needs to be brought out further. It's going to be on the regular use pile. Where's my open Agrax? I'm pretty sure I have a green. What? A green. Dang it, where is it? Oh, no way. Not a chance in hell am I drinking alcohol tonight anyway. I'm drinking tea. As usual, but not alcohol. Other than that, Mick, wait, what? Yeah, other than that, I'm very much in a similar. Which also doesn't help when the fact that I'm trying to focus on something, does it really? Right, okay, I do have greens. I have 2. Or is it 2? Yeah, 2. One's open, one's not. And what's that one? Is that an open belt? And that's just another open one of those. Oh. Right, I have Beteltan green and Arthonian camo shade. Sorry about that. Now I do have another Arthonian camo shade and another Arthonian camo shade, so I'm alright with that one.
Yes.
And I have another big Coeli green shade, so I'm okay-ish for that one.
I'll catch up before the final.
So I do have a few washes available to me. I do also a contrast plague bearer flesh, but that looks like it needs going over with a rabbit or something, so I don't know. Definitely one of them vortexy things with zzz, but I don't think it's going to do my wristing. So I need something that's going to be able to hold on to it and shake the carpet for me. I could go for a gloss, but I don't know any animal pelts that are glossy. No, I think it's going to have to be Arthonian camo shade. Which really needs to shake itself. Ah, for God's sakes, I forgot to change the thing over. You would think after how long I've been doing this, I'll remember to change stuff. But I don't, because this stuff's new all the time. I'm only halfway through my brew, you're all beating me on that one. And 2 years getting drunk, 1 year's on a major sugar rush and caffeine high. And me with a cup of tea. Yeah, I know, but Coca-Cola's still, even though they took the cocaine out of it, it's still just caffeine and sugar, really. And carbonated caramel. It's carbonated caramel water with an extra bit of kick of caffeine. Unless you've gone for the other one that doesn't actually taste anything nice. So. So, green cloak. I'm reliant on Death Guard green. Please work. If not, I've got to go looking through them boxes again for greens. And I don't particularly wish to do that. Again, the warning. Even though I've got my children in the room, my children are at an age now that if they hear me swear, they understand what a swear word means, and they've heard worse probably in the playground, so fuck it. But if you've got kids in the room and you don't want them to hear a nasty, no horrible swear words because your kids are young and like below like 13, then please leave the room. Or sadly to say, if you have to leave the stream, then you have to leave the stream. But yeah, I do swear sometimes. My two, however, have been through high school near enough, and it's just like, yeah, no, fuck it. They've heard people scream about all sorts of things, so it's okay. They've even said stuff that they don't even think I've heard, but I've heard, and it's like, you know, I can't be asked with a teenager. It's just not worth it.
Did you get stuck on the side too? I accidentally hit the middle bit. What the heck? Did you get pushed? How dare you? Y'all didn't see that. I'm gonna freaking beat you up, man.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can take advantage of it.
I said frickin'.
Okay.
Idiot.
I've got headphones on, it muffles it quite a lot.
Dude. You can see that. It was me. No, I don't think I got hit by it. I blasted off to the side. Oh good. Even better. It was my own fumble.
I'm hoping the wash works on this. I really am. I wasn't intending to use a green on this model.
What do you mean I am the real summon? Uh-huh. Stop! Oh, y'all didn't see that? I did, I was right there. Y'all can see that.
As long as you use it correctly, it's alright. Exactly, Ali. And hello from Ali.
Ali says hello.
Who?
I now have to explain to my probably more tech savvy than I am child that when I'm talking to the camera and I'm live on YouTube, these things called viewers, and sometimes they're even called subscribers.
No way.
And every now and again, they'll interact with you when you talk to the camera,
That's kind of weird.
Really?
right? And if you sat in the background of one of these things, and even spoke about on it, someone might even say hello to you. So the host, the guy on the camera, might even say, "This person has said hello." Oh God, to be sarcastic to a teenager feels so nice. Sorry. Just they excel at sarcasm. You've got to give them that much.
I don't even remember how many subscribers I have on each channel.
More than him.
Yeah. To be fair. They keep appearing out of nowhere from old videos I haven't uploaded.
That's pretty much it most of the time. It's yes, I am outnumbered. I'm outnumbered every time because he takes their side anyway. Even I take their side, and I'm the one they're after. I know what side my bread bloody buttered on. And Sparkle says jump. I ask how high and what else she wants while I'm up there.
I have 490. 490. That's good. I thought it was 450. I did not count you before you.
He's probably got more from the animations you're doing. The epic animations.
I forgot to post off of them.
However, I've not been keeping track of who's winning.
Me obviously.
Sure.
I have my feelings because essentially they're playing a clone of a very well known driving kart thing. And
Can I say it? Will they get you?
possibly they might come and get me. I can't say it.
For you.
I don't risk it. If I'm gonna risk it, I'll risk it for music. I'm not risking it for just no. I'll let Power World fuck them up.
Oh my god, I thought that little jellyfish was gonna
I don't know that's Game Freak as opposed to, but I'm pretty sure Nintendo are backing Game Freak on that one. So, any more thoughts on glamping? Asks Ali. And Twisted is outnumbered by small jungle cats.
took mine.
We've not given any thoughts on glamping. No. We have other things to say. We looked at glamping when it was first brought up, and we saw numbers. We saw numbers that were feasible for everyone to go. I don't mean everyone. Obviously, I'm not paying for all of you to go. I'm removing subs by the hour. But feasible for the family to go. And then we remembered, oh yeah, we're saving for a wedding. So we can't quite afford glamping at the moment because it's fucking expensive, really, just to essentially go camping. You can get the same experience as like a holiday park in Blackpool for far cheaper. Just slightly different outside layout. I don't understand that. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Twist. Mick. No, that's a good idea because they'll also you can ride the damn things. I'm scared. Yeah, no. Apparently, I don't agree with you, Mick. That is a bad thing. That is a bad thing and should not be suggested. No, you're right. I can move faster and she'll trip up before she gets to me. He says, surrounded by things. Ali, on the other hand, may make a few calls and have both removed.
No.
I think Ali's actually got the power to remove your moderatorship as well, Mick. So, shh. He does actually. That's why we get away with playing in white.
No, you not. I was until Ruth got in front of me.
Just catch underneath there and be in the shadows like you're supposed to be.
Someone shot me.
And now hopefully it'll dry quickly because it's very warm.
I thought you were gonna say
Very warm. Yep. See?
no.
Okay, that's P1.
What, from the joke or from the fact that he was rolling around on the floor holding his thing going, "Argh!" Which one would you be laughing at, Ali? Or would it be both? Would you be laughing while you perform the action and laughing at the fact that you've just done it? Which makes it slightly more sinister when you think about it. I don't know which one's worse. Just being kicked in the balls or somebody laughing and then premeditating the kick in the balls before and laughing while they do it. That's certain. There's stages there. When was the last time you spoke to someone? Are you okay? But then again, he would have deserved it. So, yeah. Mick, obviously it was when you was a child, but now I've got visions of you as the man that you are, the fully grown human male, the person you've become. When I met you, now I've got visions of that person saying it to his sisters and them having Ali's reaction, and I've got to say that is fucking hilarious. That really is hilarious. I'm not evil. You're the one who did it. My head just played it out in a scene, and then I described the scene back to you. It's an interesting skill to have. Good evening, Lee.
Give me a hug.
No. No.
I'm gonna get you. That was all me.
At that point, yeah, just straight up gone. Nope. Having two older sisters myself, I understand that.
No, stinky rain.
They don't like it when you throw things at them. However, they do apologise when they blow you up, when you finally tell them. Because you remember, and you're still not sure if that's done lasting damage. Yeah, nothing I can do about it. It has.
I know that was you. Yeah. His tail snitched on me.
Okay, I have no idea who's in what position, who's in foot, and who's winning what now.
I'm in 6.
But yeah, it's very bright, and good job I have the medication I have. Otherwise, I may be. Yeah, if I wasn't epileptic, I didn't suffer from epilepsy beforehand, I may do afterwards. Jeez, this is worse than Wipeout. Holy crap. Lee, by any chance do you ever decide to put just weird psychedelic things going on in the background behind your face cam? Just out of curiosity. I don't suggest it as a good idea, it's very distracting. Because once I've moved and
No.
I can
I got slung out.
be in the camera, it cuts out all the middle of the screen. So all I can see is the outside bit and I can't see what's going on.
No, we don't. Yes, I do.
No worries, Lee, if you're not staying long. Good luck on the new video though.
I thought the song came from singing. Doing this, but it was like all metal song.
Yeah, I don't suggest you do it. If you've not done it, I don't suggest you do it. See, now some of the washers drop down to the bottom, which is not good. So now I've got to hold it upside down so it drops the other way again. Drying time is the biggest bore of all this. It really is. And as I've said before, the dry faster you bastard machine is not possible because of noise. So the best thing I can do is just lightly blow on it. Please don't clip that.
No, go for a ball. Go. No. Oh, bro. He's blasting on him.
So hopefully in a moment I'm going to be able to get go back over it with the Death Guard green just on the higher points. And that should leave
You know what that means?
him. Yeah, I'll be happy with him. I'm just going to have to be really, really careful with this. I hope it's going to work. But once I've finished him, it's just lots of black. Lots of black. No, I don't have to do lots of black, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I forgot to mention that we've had disaster. Yeah, we've had a disaster. The actual magical world itself got damaged, and if you were to look at it on the left, the little half section, halfway up between the ground floor and the first floor, the bit where I had like a little furnace bit where this little dude was going to go, I caught it with my foot and it broke off, and some of it's gone and some of it can be repaired. Not so sure how much. I've only got a little bit of plaster left, but it should be enough to do the bit that needs repairing. The problem I'm going to have is obviously gluing it down first of all, and then the repair and matching up the paint job. So I don't particularly want to paint him, but before I finish this, dude.
You were straight for me. What's
E-
wrong
either,
with you?
Mick, either. Before I do finish him, because I'm going to have to work on one next, I do have either the little creepy crawly bug thing with a wand. I have done a lot of wands recently though, but I'm going to put the choice up to you. I have the Cthulhu Barkeeper, which obviously goes behind the two sharks which are on the board. They're on the board. I do have the cat, I believe. Yeah, the ears and the snout say cat to me, who's gonna be the blacksmith. And I also have the second law enforcement officer, which is the very fluffy bunny, but with a very nice axe. I do also have the little creature that's going to be powering the furnace. So this is going to be black, and then I'm going to try and replicate what I did on Lavarus with the mouth and the spines, but the skin's going to be black, and this is going to be what powers the furnace, but the furnace is now broken, so he can't really go in. So before I finish this little guy, if you all want to pick one, whichever one gets most say, I'll start next. Unless Sparkles looks at me and tells me, no, you're doing that one now. Otherwise, you can cast her vote like everybody else. If she's the only one who says anything, then she's the one I do. The barkeep. Sorry, the barkeep. So I'm doing the Cthulhu. Right, sorry everyone. Scrap that. Overruled. Boss has spoken. I'm doing the Cthulhu guy. It does kind of make sense seeing as I've done the bar things for him, but I've not done the bar yet, and it's going to give me a kick up the arse. I'm gonna. It will help me tailor the bar though. I'm going to have to tailor the bar so it may become. What I'm going to do about the bar. It can't be straight. I know that much. It can't be just a straight flat bar. It's going to have to. It might have to be two separate bits that are behind the things, and he's stood in the middle with like the flap open. Yeah, that's gonna be a better idea, isn't it? Yeah, if I do that, that should work. And then I can paint in the rock behind him where it should go further back. I suppose I could also cut into it and do it that way, but I don't know if I'll be able to. This is for doing that with, not for putting straight onto him, you absolute fucking moron. Take some out of the pot, put it on the wet palette, and then you can use it over and over again until it runs out. With a better brush for the job rather than the big stupid thing that you just took a huge dollop out of the pot. Yeah, never mind, Ali. After I finish this guy, I'm going to start on the barkeep.
All I want to do is beat you.
Whoa!
That sounds fun.
You see, normally parents would get quite concerned if they heard those words being said. Having heard them in context, it's not too bad. See, if you heard those words and there was a metal bar involved, for instance, cause for concern. At this moment, it's just they're playing a game. So please don't call the police on me.
I just got hit by a big rock. In game. In Minecraft.
Yes, they know you're not playing Minecraft. They know you're playing a racing game.
Minecraft is a racing game. What are you talking about?
We're not that old and stupid.
Race to meet the end dragon.
Sounds
Sounds like a good game.
Good game. Some say GG.
That's what I said every single time I meet that magic.
It's You say GG.
4 times in a row.
No.
Yes.
I saw you win.
Magic is an awesome game though.
That made me mad. I shot someone that was already custom.
25 plus 10.
What do you ever want for me? You do whatever.
And hopefully that'll be enough highlighting if I can just catch those top edges.
I won point. Oh, who's that? Who's that in 7th? Who's that in 7th place? Huh?
Hero count.
Player 2?
I've raced a gaming monster. I should say we have raised a gaming monster.
How fun.
25 plus 10.
Presentation.
This is not that much. I'm gonna explain the key findings of my article and then say why.
So yeah, that's the
why I did it.
highlighting stage done.
News thing.
Winning would be the eldest ended up winning, as is usually the case until everything levels out. By the time everyone's 21, and then it's like, right, now it's a fair playing field.
I'm trying to figure out how to get my games promoted.
What?
I put it promoted.
Obviously, that can change slightly. You can become earlier, more like 17. But yeah,
Games, you have to like.
it is not Mario Kart, but it's very close enough to Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, close enough to Mario Kart, but
It's,
not Mario Kart.
it is cooler because it's
For the forbidden name.
They're gonna come for you, Nintendo.
I think Nintendo own them anyway. I think, did Nintendo buy Sega out? I'm pretty sure Nintendo bought Sega out. Which is why you got Mario and Sonic Olympics, because that was a big thing when the first one of them came out, because it only happened because Nintendo bought Sega. And that was Sega was a publishing company as well, because they'd already gone bust as a console company years ago.
I already did for you.
My phone keeps going bing, and he's not realising that I'm not actually answering. I hope if it's anything important, they do get all the sparkles. Although I probably should. No, sod it. Where am I? Oh, there are my bad snips.
Okay. I feel like I'm gonna have to say on game like every time I say something. Always pay attention to your screen so mine.
Right, this is the dangerous bit where I'm going to fire a piece of metal somewhere randomly round the room. Everyone ready to duck? Good. I didn't go too far this time, and it didn't go in my cup either. It's also not landed in my monitor. Well, to be quite honest, I used to be. I'm almost the same twisted about the. Not been so long since I played a video game. Most of my video games that have been played more for enjoyment that I get through with the family or a family member than what I get from playing it for me. So for me playing, I would play on the PC. Games like Dawn of War, Cyberpunk, things like that. I have both of those games, but I haven't played them yet. Well, I have played them, but I've not played them recently. However, the games I have been playing more of things like Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, and Pokemon, and some of the other games that are available, not just Nintendo ones. I just would do, but yeah, those have been more the type of games that I've been playing recently, certainly over the last decade or so. I need to try and take that down a little bit further if I can, even if I have to dig into the resin a bit, and I may have to come back with some sandpaper,
Actually, I prefer gold.
which is not good once you've made a bloody spike in the middle of it.
Dare you make a joke about me?
I hit that, but it didn't like stun me.
I hit that.
Yeah, I've just made a nice spike in the middle of it.
No, it's like a random ice spike. Ice spike. Huh. No, you're not.
The only way I think I'm going to get rid of that is possibly the Dremel. I can't use that on resin while I'm sat in the living room with lots of people in it.
I keep thinking real fantasy.
No, regarding video games, I'm currently playing Pokemon Violet, because I've done Scarlet. I did that alongside Sparkles. We've got the 100% everything Pokédex on it, I think. Sparkles would have to confirm that.
That's a Jethahawk.
It'll be the first time I've ever actually got it, and it's nice that I got it alongside Sparkles as well, I've got to say. And I don't have to say because she's here, I've got to say because that's the truth. It was nice to do that. Because you always have to, you're supposed to do it with somebody else. It's always been that type of game with a Pokemon game, so. Now, however, Minilaz is playing through it on Pokemon Scarlet on my Switch. Yeah. And I'm playing through Violet now on Sparkles' Switch, but on different accounts. So this is going to be fun. He's already just figured out that he can cheat by using game mechanics and stealing my Pokemon that I'd used in my other game. And I'm starting out from scratch. It's awesome. I have figured out a slight little game oversight that you can do.
I won.
And anyone who has played the more recent Pokemon games, or at least seen them, to see that the type of gimmicks is like a raid, a forum, the Pokemon raid thing. There is a kind of glitch around that and the badges. So, extremely strong Pokemon that you can't use at the very beginning will listen to you in those little raids. Oh, awesome. Thank you very much, Ali, for doing those 3 shots. And the shots that you do for me end up getting more views than I do. You do realise that, don't you? And now that that's made public to my 2 eldest, I'm never going to hit the fucking end of it. Where's my super glue? But thank you for doing those shots for me. They do make me, some of them do actually genuinely make me laugh when I see them, especially with the Arkeoki one. That was, once you sorted the sound out on that, as you said you didn't get it right, once you sorted the sound out on that, I was slightly embarrassed but also highly amused. But I'm declaring now, my voice is not up to doing Arkeoki. I have not had enough to drink and it is far too dry. And I have no songs prepared either. So, no worries, Lee. I hope you got all your editing done, mate. I hope all your editing went well.
We both did that. Hey, calm down.
I know I haven't got a new soundboard, but yeah, it's more of an AI soundboard for tonight.
I'm scared of these things.
See?
No, please. In game.
I at least have one that has online awareness, which is good.
I got by a sewing game.
No. It wasn't a game.
No.
I have one that's going trying to get me arrested, however.
You have to look behind you.
So we now have the little red
Oh, no.
panda shopkeep,
Yeah.
which will go right at the back. Once I've repaired, actually no, he can go in now, but I'm not gonna go get up and put him in. Next one is Cthulhu, the one that I fear the most to try and dry brush and clean, and yeah, I'm scared of this model. I don't even know where to begin to even try pinning this model. I could go straight up into his undercrackers, but then trying to clip it out would be difficult. I could drill it into the top of his head, but then I've got to pay over it. And I certainly can't drill into his feet because his feet are tentacles. Listen, people, enunciation is important. Tentacles. And they're too thin to drill through. So I'm going to have to essentially hold him by the paint him all black, let him dry, and by holding him by the feather. Then, no, paint the feather first, and paint from the feather. Then the feather will be dry, so I can hold him by that and fade the paint. Right. I need black. Why is it never black round when you need it? Anything in this, or is that up there because it was? No, it's contrast and pretty much run out contrast. That one, not super base. However, this dark grey will. I have just cleaned my airbrushes today, so I suppose no. I can do the rest though tomorrow, hopefully. If it's.
I keep seeing some green dude on it. I know it's a crocodile.
If it's dry enough, I've got a feeling it's going to be warm enough, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be dry enough in the, depending how it's going to be. I should be able to base coat the rest with the airbrush. That's the plan anyway. The reason of forgetting airbrushes, or one of the reasons.
I'm the better melodist on me.
Graham, good evening. How was Baldur's Gate?
No.
I'm guessing you were playing I saw you. Well, I'm not guessing. I know you were playing Baldur's Gate earlier because it's what you do on Thursdays. You even go into your Discord server. I say little, he's huge compared to mine. You go into your Discord server and you play Baldur's Gate 3 on a Thursday. I know. I know this because I stumbled onto it.
What are you doing?
Because I'm still in front of you. I'm so good at bingo.
So, yes, now we're on to...
It's all for one thing.
I was so jealous.
I'll never forget that.
So yeah, you skip
never
playing and
forget
just
Counting the
talk
Wrong Thing.
bollocks for a few hours.
Found the wrong one.
What, and then you come here to listen to me talk bollocks? I suppose it saves you doing it. So yeah, I'm too exhausted to sit there and chat. I'll go listen to him chat crap for a bit. Can't be asked doing out else. Although
Why is there always like gambling?
I don't know. Am I allowed to say that?
Nerd. Why did I say that? Oh my god, I'm like some evil ghost person.
I'm not allowed to say what I was going to say, but I am allowed to say this. If you were in the Discord server and you took advantage of the very rare time that I was in there painting, and I will show that off at some point, probably on, well, at the end of this. I'll show it off while I'm waiting for this thing to dry, I suppose. And I don't mean show it off, I mean I'll just show you the advancement that I made, because while I was painting the sorcerousy thingy woman that I got from the miniature tavern, which I did enjoy painting, as Tia thought I would. Oh, if you're going to do 2 nights of being a dirty step out, Graham, 3 a.m. 3 in the morning. That's not like you, mate. You're getting old, remember? Don't put the prices up on me just for that comment, alright? I know how much postage costs. You can't rip me off that way. And I know you're young. For the record, Graham is younger than I am.
Like the cracker. That's what my friend calls me. Stop. Stop.
Good night, Twisted. If you're going for a lie down and you're listening, then enjoy the lie down and thank you for lurking. If you're going for a lie down and sleep, then have a good rest. Although I believe you, I don't know if you're not feeling up to it though, man. Go get a lie down. Make sure you take a drink as well. I know you like herbal tea and that shit's supposed to be good for you. I just can't stand it. Green tea is disgusting. Really is.
This guy jumped up into my head and stole the thing I was going for.
Although, saying that, I'm not actually entirely sure what the blend of tea is made from that I am drinking. I just know it's nice. And every time I've tried just green tea, it has not been nice. Even when you put milk or sugar or lemon juice or honey, whatever you put in green tea, it doesn't help. Green tea just tastes like crap water. You might as well just got a cup of water. It'll taste better.
Oh, I started beating up a different Sonic thinking it was you. I always do that. Like, I started... I'm trying to find a way to say this without it being appropriate.
Well, I'm assuming you'll be able to get something. Do you still have your accountancy qualifications? If you still have those, you should be able to get kind of part-time, pay by the hour work from smaller businesses if you charge correctly.
No!
If you can just get a, right, okay, I charge by the hour, so you better make sure this is quick type of thing to smaller businesses, but charge correctly by the hour. Pretty much work from home because most things are digital now. Running through things through Google Doc and etc. Freelance yourself out as a independent accountant, but just to smaller scales that would need it. Okay, so the rest of them need to go back for now.
Finally figured out.
Right, while that dries. While I was painting the Zinch sorceress lady with 3 arms,
Don't you dare overtake me.
if you can get better, look. Even if you've got qualified by experience, you've got a big enough portfolio and enough to put on your CV to go, look, I may not have the piece of paper to say that some professor said, yeah, he can do math, but here's X years of my accounting from X companies that you can contact, and they'll tell you. A piece of paper doesn't overdo. A piece of paper can be gained over a couple of weeks. The experience has to be worked over. So, no, but if you can offer smaller workout, you're obviously not understanding the meaning of smaller workout, then you should be okay. I'm particularly looking at certain types of places. You tend to deal in cash, so cash would be preferable to them. and those types of places.
No, Stinky Green's coming for you.
You?
No, not me. If it was me, I wouldn't tell you.
Right, okay, so you're looking more for the steady income, which you're going to either have to push Rogues Den Hobbies, which please go there, use the discount code LAS10 for 10% off at checkout. God damn, I sounded like an American then, that was just wrong. Sorry, I'm quite happy to promote Rogues Den Hobbies, and yes, there is a discount code of LAS10, but the fact that I just did it that way and pitched it, it just made me cringe. Yeah, that's not nice. It was horrible. So, I'd rather not do that again. So, the other night while I was painting this wonderful model that I've just been waving about, that unfortunately you cannot buy in this country at the moment from the same place that I bought it from. I must add, there may be somewhere else that sells it. I've got no fucking idea. But you can't buy this unless you are willing to pay exorbitant postage or buy an extremely large amount so that the postage is just valued. While I was painting that and waiting for dry, I started painting something in base colours. I did the black and then I did a gold colour. I have continued said model, which is the Cavalstone. And I did do his halberd up to some degree, but I do need to do a little bit more on the trim for the storm bottle section. And I did glue it in, but it took a dive off the fucking, you know, this scenery piece here. Well, it's got the floor above it. If I zoom back out, it's got that floor. And he was stood here, and he took a dive off. And of course, his arm went tink, because, of course it did. Because that's where the joint point is, and that's where there's a tiny little piece of glue holding it on, and I don't particularly wish to try and pin into the back of that hand. See a little tiny nub thing there? That looks like it's actually not a hand because it's too small. Yeah, well, that's his hand, and that goes in there like that, so he's holding. But now that I've got it painted like that, I can take it off still and know it's ready to just go back on. And if I want to do anything with his cloth underneath and go back and redo anything, I can. So that's good. But I did get him pretty much complete with face. I believe I've put a picture in work in progress. But for those who aren't in the Discord, then I have painted that off screen. Please do join the Discord. The link should be in the description down below. And that way you can keep track, or help me keep track if you wish to go. You haven't shown me a picture of that yet when you painted that, because that's not been done. That's awesome. If you look, what will be the ones that basically request to see what I've painted because you enjoyed it, then I'll take the pictures and put them in when I forget.
I didn't even realize I hit 2,000 on TikTok.
Yeah, there's no point you trying to go that route at the moment if Rogues Den Hobbies isn't able to sustain that side, then you can't convert that. Basically, you've got to keep the balance scaled correctly. No, you could have just been voice. Twisted was just voice for much of it. Joe, if Joe happens to call in this evening or is in this evening, then he also popped over as well. He watched me finish off at least start the finishing off of the Cavalstone. And then Twisted and Graham came in later on. What I expected to only be an hour or two, I believe, ended up turning into most of the night. I was up about 4 hours, I think, we were sat there just chatting away. So if we're ever in general, and if I'm ever in general, there is no force for you to be on camera. You're in the Discord. It is a voice channel. Usually, if I've got the camera, I'll try and put this one on, so you can basically you have this view while I'm painting, just not this view. And then if I'm finished here and we're just chatting, then I'll switch to two cameras. As in just like this chat, yes, but rather than it solely being me responsive and the audio one, and I have to respond to text coming up, and we chat more in a group. It is actually a little bit more disruptive to the flow, but it's more natural to talk if you get my meaning. So yes, whereas you can all type at the same time there, and it's for me to then go through, and you can all just read. Obviously, you can't talk over each other. So as soon as it gets above, say, 6-7 people, it can become a little bit difficult sometimes. But as long as everyone's okay and willing to listen at those numbers, going above those numbers, you're all right. And up to about 5, it's usually pretty okay. Yeah, there is also a text function that it is more difficult to track from a mobile device. It's quite easy to track if you're looking at it from a PC. But there is a text section, so you could just listen and respond in text. But it flips the switch, if you know what I mean. It's more difficult for Whereas this works because there's a single point that all chat is looking at. Sorry to sound big-headed, but that is the point. Whereas if everybody else is chatting and there is a single person in text, the balance doesn't flow as easily as this does. Whereas if there's a few in both sides, it can actually develop quite nicely. Especially if the chatters can add. So if there's only one or two mobile people and they're looking to do typing, then it is actually quite easy to keep track of. And if you can do both at the same time, then you're a wizard. You're a wizard, lassie. No, please come in. Please come in and join us. As I said, as long as it's not... No, we'll make it work. Come in and join us next time. Please. Look, you've done... I know Twisted meant the one who made all these lovely animations for me. Then thank you very much again, Twisted. These perfect. Is that one working? Yes, I just don't have it open, so it won't go for. And yes. Just checking I've not clicked anything else off while I was at it. Why are my cams all the way at the bottom? But they still seem to be. As long as those cameras are the right way around, it doesn't really matter about everything else. I hate drying time. I really do. Okay, well, at the moment I'm waiting for the back of this guy's head to dry. And you can see at least the wetness, and it's not great. So I'm going to look for it. Good night, Graham. Good night if you're getting off, mate. Have sleep well. Weekend, innit? If you've got the kids, I hope you're up for it, because that's going to take a lot of energy. And if you're not, I hope you're ready to use all your energy. I don't know if you're going to be able to go hunting, but yeah, you'll find some way to do something. Either that, you're just going to spend it all on your business, and you're going to spend all the time doing something that could be done quicker, but you're going to do your own head in with it, and you need to calm down and take a deep breath. Right, so let that dry. I've took my tablet. I do not have any more tea left, which is not nice. So I do need to make a cup of tea. Right, I need to find some music, and I'm going to put a break screen on. And it will be yours, Graham. if you're still here listening. Music, please, YouTube. Yeah, that's a one for the other. No, not an advert. I want the music. So we are back to the music again, and I'm going to go make a. Yep, definitely. Anyone wants to make a cup of tea? This is quite nice. I should be back soon. Well, I'm going to make a cup of tea first. very much, Alan. You have a lovely evening. If I've managed to catch you in time now. I just realised something though. You know when I put those up, it changes my view account. So yeah. Well, it doesn't change it. It just it does. It has done in this case. I've gone from 7 to 2, but it blocks out the view account. So I need to do a couple of editing things, a couple of backstage things. I need to push the chat box to be higher than all of those. And also the view account to be higher than those. So now when I do that, you can still all see what's coming up on screen to chat. And if you're watching it back, you can see what the chat's doing. Anyway, enough of the music, because I am back now. And yeah. So let's crack on with Mr. Bartender. Now he is squiddy and octopusy. He is going to stand next to the sharks, and they're quite dull but with red and yellow, so I could do with him being bright. And so shall we have a look for some inspiration, or should we just go with gut feeling? Gut feeling tells me to just go straight with it with Pro Acrylic Jade, but I have so many more colours now, so let's have a look. I'm going to go straight for the boxes. Straight for the boxes. That's a technical paint. That is Nurgle's Rot. I don't think I want to use that, because not yet anyway. That's mostly metallics and dull colours, because it's Citadel, it's greys and browns. I don't want to go red. I could go blue. See, I do have a lot of McCrag. But I also have the Fangs and Lotharns and some of the brighter blues as well, which I always should have out. I think most of my blues are already out, you know. Blues. I have blues on there, but I also have many more blues in here. And I've not turned that off, so I have something beeping away in my ear, which is not good. Not when I need to concentrate on. I can't concentrate on like 97 things at once. I'm doing well, but I'm multitasking at the moment. There are other things in here. This is remnants of the... I need to clean my desk. Ooh, see, now we're talking. Now we're talking. What's that? Sabarite green? And then with the Pro Acrylic Jade in tiny. And then we need something for his clothing. Now it needs to be at least red. We'll go with corn red and highlight with Wazdaka red. Keep it nice and simple. What else is going on with him? I've not even dry brushed him yet. Yellow for the eyes. Definitely yellow for the eyes. Now, even though he's got squiddy hands and feet, his hands are actually holding something. Or casting something. So when it comes to, I'm going to give him the dry brush first, and when it comes to that, I think I might just give them a heavy dry brush and then tint it from there. So I'll have a look at the washes when it comes to that point. But first of all, let's get the main basic colours down. So in this case, it's going to be Cyberite green. Wonderful. No easy colours, no easy names. Nothing like a hex code so you can possibly replicate it. No, nothing like that. I know there is a company out there, and I've forgotten the name, but they do have all the old Games Workshop colours up to modern day standards, which is nice. I forgot to actually put my cup of tea on my desk. So now I've actually remembered to bring the cup of tea. That does help. I wasn't aware my Combat Patrol Orcs video got 70 views though. That was quite nice. Nice for Alex to point that out also. I'm going to have to go look. And I've not looked at my analytics for a while, which is odd for a YouTuber. But still, I have not looked at them for a while. So green first. What time we're at 11. Now we've still got time to get the least base course and get him started. I'm already getting Warlocky type vibes from him. Cthulhu, for Christ's sakes. And if those are kind of spell things, basically, that could represent his Eldritch Blast. Charisma base would classify it nicely for a barkeep. A little bit more than a bard. A bard would be more the one that performs. Oh, maybe you should do Froggy Dude down here instead of the other one. Yeah, the bard should definitely go near the bar, shouldn't it? That makes sense. Right, I'm going to have to change over from who's getting changed. He's going to have to be the bug. And it's going to have to get changed for the frog with the guitar. Because the bard should go near the bar. Of course, makes sense. It even says so. There's only one letter difference. Right, so because of this fella not being able to be pinned, I'm holding him by the... I've still not done the dry brush yet, you dick. Thank you very much, Mini Tavern. You have given me a dry brush palette. And this base is now going to serve as an extra one. Yeah. I've already got ivory. I just need a little dry brush. I need a dry brush. Or one that will work as one. You will suffice. I have something to most of the moisture. It's not the best dry brush in the world. But it's a sufficient one. Right, so first of all, holding more water than I thought it did. That's not good. So let's get that off there. I want the feathers to be bright anyway, which is why I started there, just in case it was a little bit too wet and bright. Really should have tried it on that base a minute ago, but never mind. As I said, it's not the best dry brush in the world, but it'll suffice for hopefully not making it look too chalky. But at least bringing out details, and if I can get kind of gonna more heavily paint those, like I did with the feather, just so the tint can affect more as I do it. And if I catch his hands a little as I go over, then any spillover from the actual wash will just look like glow and highlight and overglow and source lighting, and a cheap way to get a crap version of what Twisted has done with the fire. Again, for those who are in the Discord, there are pictures. Please go check them out. The Discord link is in the description below. It's free. There's none of it. Join me, pay me minimum of £1 a month or whatever, just to have access to a place that everyone, let's face it, every fucker's got. If you've got a YouTube channel, you have a Discord. They kind of go hand in hand. So you may even find a couple of old friends in there. You know, you never know. You'll certainly find a couple of new ones. Along with whatever you think of me. This side isn't going right. It's that warm that even my wet palette's drying. This isn't good. I want them hands to be brighter. Now that one is now. Yeah, now that one is a little more as well, so that's good. I still need to go from the undersides and get around the back, because if it's supposed to be glowing, it won't have a shadow just because it's not in front. So now I have to brighten up from behind as well. This one's a little bit more difficult to do with. Make sure I get his tentacle feet things. And try and get those real high places if I can. Okie dokie. So he's kind of basically almost back to base colour, but not quite. Green. That's the bit where he's going to start. And now we can actually see the fleshy bits more, so that helps. I'm being very quiet at the moment. I do realise I'm just trying to concentrate because I don't want to smudge too much, and this brush seems to be, I've not used it much, but it seems to be fraying already a little. No, it's not too great. Don't fucking spill the water. So at least a warlock for this Cthulhu looking guy, or octopusy looking guy. He seems to be wearing more jewellery than clothing. There's a lot of straps on his back. Good job from doing the skin tones first, and I can sort the straps out afterwards. Don't drop him, don't drop him. Fucking dropped a piece yesterday and now I can't fucking find it. So I don't drop an entire Funky model. Got a better chance of finding this one though, it's green. And the carpet I'm on is rubber based grey, so dropping a freshly clipped piece onto it, yeah, it's difficult to find even when it's empty. Okay, something's going wrong with my phone, and I don't mean it's going wrong, I just mean it's oh, actually no, this one I'll respond to. Just quickly, sorry people. Okay, that's a quick, easy response. I really should have Discord open more often because it does actually have notifications, so I can come back and actually see when you put stuff in fresh and new in work in progress. Like Twisted has just started adding his darkest tones to his non-metallic metal gold to his Paragon warsuits, and holy shit, man, that is good. And that's just the base start. That's just the start. I know he's gonna get better. In fact, can I? Nah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah. If I do that, and then go to that, done. I can then click that. See, that is just awesome. That is something amazing. And those are just the base, as I said, those are the base layers. Just let me click it off. There it says, yeah, started adding the darkest tones to the gold. That is nice. That is very nice. Oh yeah, shit, I'm supposed to be doing green. So let's coat on 2 arms. Making sure I get the sides of his hands and in between his fingertips and things, all the annoying bits that you can miss because they're really fucking small and they're difficult to get. So I hope anybody who's watching now, so whether in the future or live. Hope you're alright. Hope you're doing well. And there is a possibility that my mind may wander and I may start making strange voices and noises again. This is what happens if I get left alone on my own for too long, and Sparkles isn't here watching me. Good job I'm not sat in the dark as well, that's when it really comes out. All you need is Dagger and choppers. Dagger and choppers. Dagger and choppers. All you need is daggers and choppers. Daggers and choppers. Daggers and choppers for life. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Okie does pop up every now and again when it does have moments of inspiration. I've got to say the Cindy Arca one though was just genius. Orcs just want to have fun. It's a great idea. I can't remember the lyrics off to it now. That's the problem. And it's done in 3 segments, so timing it, that's difficult. So unless I'm just gonna belt it out a cappella, I'm gonna have to learn the words. I don't think I finished off the full song though. I know I got a good Y in there. I'll in there. I'll as it's supposed to more be pronounced because it's WAGH. A crude arc representation of the word war, which involves obviously lots of people shooting in Warhammer 40,000. So Arcs decide to club things to death with basic weapons. It's great. Arcs are awesome. Anything that's got the latent psychic ability to make a lawnmower shoot bullets, that's fucking brilliant. Not that it's got anything to do with this little guy, but he's going to make intoxicating drinks and do whatever his little patron says. Still got to do his stats and stuff. Still got to figure. Oh, he's a monk, isn't it? I'm going to do his mum a monk, weren't I? No, where's it gone? The red panda that I finished earlier. I will take better pictures of these and put them up on Discord for people to see. So don't worry if you're thinking, oh, I can't see that as a crap. I'm going to take better photos. I will even do it at the end of the stream so you can see that it's going up. The whole plan is to do things live so you can see that how it's actually happening, as well as try and get me some kind of therapy, because fuck, I'm getting done with that at the minute. Medication is doing everything it can in any form that it can. Therapy was working, but now I'm not with my therapist because they want to try and get me somewhere closer to home, less travelling. Sounds good. Nah, not as good as they make it sound. Okay, clothing, red. JV, what is up, homie? What is up? In fact, you being the amazing man that you are, how much time have you got free? if I can ask you. You say in Ankru, I think these you Sparkles and whoever the other person is, thank you so much. The last message I actually got was off Ali before JV came in. So I'm no, it could be buzzed, could be twisted, could be both, and it's just not telling me. But JV, have you got? I need to try technical stuff, and you are the technical guy. Plus, it gives me a chance to actually talk to you rather than the text box. And yeah, you rebooted your channel. You're rebooting your channel a little bit. You was live the other day. I did pop in for a brief moment and a while, but I had to be distracted. So, do you want to test run a co-op? Because the only time I've tried it was with the Miniature Tavern, and they were having difficulties at their end. I don't think I've actually managed to have anyone up through Streamlabs. Or possibly Bill T. But, hey, you know. If not, homie, do not worry. I hope you are doing well, though. I hope you and the family are doing very well, because it's been too long since I spoke to you. Ali, everyone's gone bed, dude. Everyone's gone bed. So, all my UK viewers and any of my viewers that aren't feeling well have all gone to sleep. So I believe now is about the time when, I cross the Atlantic Ocean. Yes, I'm using Streamlabs at the moment. I've jumped around a lot, so this would be an awesome conversation to have with you, because I've jumped around for a few things, and I'd like a bit of input, because you know how to do these things. So I'm going to send you a link. Where is it? It is there. It is there. Found it. I wish to start one of them. Which one is right? Yeah. No, don't want that one. I want that one. Is one you can see, and copy that, and go to there, and go to the only way I know how to send JV a message. And just type that to make it super quick. And I can paste there. And I know now that I have to pay attention to the other little box. I know that much, because I believe that's where you pop up. So I can change you, and you will just pop up above me if you do decide to click the link. If you don't, no pressure. I'm going to have to move on to red, however. And is it corn red? Which one's the darker? Yeah, corn red is the darker of the two. So that's the ones I'm going for now. You will also do me the very big favour of being able to cover up the mess which is around my microphone. Someone's put red. That isn't going to dry instantly. That will do fine. That will do 100% fine. Let's just double check that we are on the right thing. Yes, we are. Excellent. So I'll get as much off that brush as I can, because it's not the brush I'm actually going to be painting with, but it's the brush that I'm moving paint with. So it's odd. Right, so it's hat and trousers mostly. Then there's going to be a lot of gold and jewellery. So we will go with that. a nice red wash over the clothes will sort it out, I hope. I shouldn't need too much red. Certainly need less of the other one, because he had pouches and belts, and even though he's not a bard, I still want him to be quite ostentatious, which is not like me. So this guy's got to be like essentially the opposite of me. For Christ's sake, as a wedding ring, I have a titanium ring, not a gold ring, not a white gold ring. No, I go for titanium. So yeah, I've pinged you that link over on Facebook, I believe, JV. As I said though, if you've not got time. So I think it's the only, yeah. Because there are things that I would like to know about Streamlabs. Especially after the way that I had to use OBS, I wasn't happy about. Because I could get multi-camera on OBS, but it was a little bit more difficult. But I can only get one camera on here, and it's easier. So I don't particularly wish to go back to just standard OBS. I mean, it worked nicely, and I could still do all the things that I do with the now videos and audio. So don't worry, people. My production level may not change too much now that it's slightly improved. But you do have the issue with through just OBS and going through things like Video Ninja and things and stuff to put other guests in. They can't get the option to see the other camera unless I put that in as something else, and it's just not good for guests. This one is a little bit better. See, I'm aware that there are upgraded premium versions. But the channel pays for what the channel pays for, and I kind of feel bad, and I think I do owe a bit of at least some premium usage on this for Bill. So I may look at that, but that's going to be a much more future thing, and may become a more regular thing. I'll have to speak to Sparkles about that. Oh, my eyes are funny, but nothing a quick reset won't help with. And then around the back of his hat. See, a lot of his hat will remain quite dark as it in this shade. And obviously he is still running a franchise, which is why he's rocking the company colours, even though red and green makes him look like a Christmas tree. And also why I've decided the feather in his hat will be yellow. Oh, will it? I don't know. I might just do it ivory and then wash a bit heavier with a part of it with Agrax just at the tip So we give it all the light going over with Agrax, and then just at the tip give it a couple of concentrated dabs. I've forgotten how to. I've lost the ability to, and I've forgotten how to talk. I can't enunciate. I can't get a word out, and fuck knows what's going on. What? I forgot I was... Where's it gone? I pressed buttons. Things happened. That's not good. Houston, we have a problem. Don't know why I'm calling Houston. I'm in England. But we have a problem. Did I get the right red? Yeah. It's just that it was very, very thin. Damn his hat, he's got awkward crevices. I'm just trying to paint it red, for fuck's sake. Will you go on? Right out loud. This has got nothing to do with eyesight. This is 100% just the paint being a cunt. And he's being a cunt because of the heat. I'm telling you that now. That's why he's being a cunt. Because it's too fucking warm. And he doesn't like it. God knows how people get stuff done during the day. Really, I don't understand. I'm not in Britain at this moment in time, and although in America and Australia and the places that are naturally built warm, they decided, do you want to know something? Air conditioning is a good idea. So they have air conditioning, so it's not too bad, I suppose. But it is warm in England at the moment. Even now at 20 to 12 at night, it is warm in England at the moment. Okay. So we have the two basic colours down. No, we don't. We've missed a bit. Fuck. You're longer. Oh, no worries, JP. I didn't even realise you was driving, dude. In that case, if you're driving, don't. But yeah, no worries, no worries. If I'm up, yeah, please jump up. If I'm not, send me a message if you want him on. I'm quite happy to just have a. Obviously, will be. If I'm still up by the time you get home and things, it's late for me. But yeah, send me a message and I'll still. Yeah, I'll call. I'll chat. I need to. I want to. Been far too long for me. Oh, there's lots of people that I need to do that with. I need 7 of me. 1 for doing certain things. So that one does that shit, and 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 that shit. Essentially, they rotate weekly and have a update and stuff. I need to do something like I need so many things I need to get to doing. Granted, a good 3 out of the 7 will probably be dedicated to sorting Warhammer models out and getting a proper area so I can do this more efficiently. Now, when it comes to yellows for his eyes, we have the mustard yellow in. I think it's not Avalon Sunset. Is it Avalon Sunset? Yeah. Yeah, and then we have the really bright one, which is the Flash Gits yellow, and then we also have Flash Gits. That's it. Is it Flash Gits? No, those aren't the Flash Gits aren't the arcs that take yellow. It's the Bad Moons. It's the Bad Moons. But I do have Flash Gits yellow for the really bright yellow, which I went to freeze. I'm thinking I should go more. But I can go for yellow for his eyes and then do the thingy with the. Got it. I don't know why I'm trying to listen with fucking headphones on. That doesn't seem like it's moving far. No, it's okay. It just needs to go to white palette. Okay. Eyes are Flash Gits yellow. Bright fuckers. Real bright fuckers. I'm using the wrong brush. I'm just using the wrong brush. And this brush is split. Doesn't help when things are splitting on you and you know, yeah. Give it another go and we'll go for the next eye. I usually do one eye better than the other. So, we shall see. Sometimes the one key eye can be better than the actual good eye because the good eye, the paint distribution is not quite right. But it stayed within the lines, whereas the one key eye, it's not staying within the lines, but the paint distribution is fucking brilliant. But it does give him bright yellow eyes, along with his green and red basic layout. I need to get some of them alert thingy, my bobs. You know, them bot things where you can type something and it tells me, like, go for a stretch, or have something to drink, or call me a knobhead, or, you know, those things. The fun stuff that you can do in chat just by pressing the exclamation something. And then it does the something that you said. Need to figure out how to get one of them. Also get one that gives you the links to other things on demand, which would help. Cup being near mouse, not a good idea when clicky available. Right, okay. That's dry, so let's see if I can go back and give it another coat. I'm going to have to go straight to the pot. This is just not working right. It's really is not working right. problem is I think it's going to be too thick straight from the pot, especially for where his eye's going to be. Where's my mouse moved off to now? Tell you what, go up there, mouse. Oh, I'm not clicking on shit unless I intend to. And in this case, rather than actual brush strokes, I'm more doing dots just so I can control how much the pigment spreads in certain areas and I don't end up with little weird dark patches where it's not covered right. It seems to have worked quite effectively. It's made the eyes a little bit brighter. Well, a little bit, it's a lot fucking brighter actually. I've still got to give this guy a God green shade. Which should be fun. God green shade. And all the skin now in this. And to a degree even around the eyes as well. Help cover up a few mistakes, hopefully. And just kind of give that outline to the eye if at all possible. Don't want it too thick though, so pull it away a little if you can. But yeah, God green shade is good. I like this colour. It has now hit my, because I like blue and in this case green, this is a nice wash for both. Instead of going automatically straight to non-oil or black, essentially. See, I'm tempted to even use this to tint the white spell. Just to give it that little bit of a different colour. As I said, I do want it tinted rather than painted, so this green shade is nice. But I have used it to tint other things such as Griss's staff. So I can't overdo it, I suppose. I'm going to have to find a different colour for Eldritch Blast in this case. And I know Warlocks do more than just Eldritch Blast, but it's a cantrip and it's something they can boost and make more powerful, and it'll work and scale with you, whereas you can only get access to certain spells at certain points. So it's a reliable staple. You've got to admit. You have to admit it's a reliable staple. Cantrip for a warlock. There's just far too many going down. Right. Along with painting for these, because this is the magical world of Sparkles and Oak after all, and these are supposed to be D&D characters that are all at level 7 and all ready for adventuring and tallying forth and going in and doing things, whatnot, and destroying monsters. So I have a piece of paper written down somewhere, and that has the stats so far of the ones that I have... Nope, that's a D&D campaign. I do have a piece of paper, and it was to hand not long ago. But either way, I'm going to get a Space Invaders book. And I saw it there. So where's it gone? I saw it there. So where's it gone? I do not know. It's just begun. But in fucking case, the war is on. So the boss is getting done. He called the war. And now he charge. We're gonna take the human heart. We're gonna smash the fucking faces in. Cause we sucks and we always win. Sorry for that outburst. Completely ad-libbed. Right, so we need an animal, creaturey thing that can represent, so I need the monster manual. I need a monster manual. And I need that to look for things like octopuses. So, we have an octopus. Right. It has really low intelligence, which isn't good. Really low charisma, which is also not good. A basic octopus is not good enough for us to use as an idea. I know what that is. That's a Tarrasque. And I believe this other piece of paper should lead to a lich. And that is how I run a non-emissary as an opponent in D&D. I combine the two. You think you can get away from the Tarrasque? No, the Tarrasque knows fly. Right, so let's go to the appendix and let's see if there is Ocular Jelly, Ogre Zombie, Oni, Orc, Orcai, Groma. It only has 2 eyes, but it does have tentacles. It needs to be something with tentacles. Not a Yeti. Zon. Nah, not Zon. Zon's quite toothy. Definitely not a Wyvern or a Wraith. Will-o'-the-wisp wipe. No, we're going dead at the minute, aren't we? A water... No, not a water word. No, yeah, we're in the undeady section. Trent. Theracrine, no. Troll, Troglodyte, nope. None of them are quite suited, are they? Incubus, succubus, sprites. Do you want something that I could at least do? A slad? No. Slads are like toads, aren't they? Yeah, slads are like toads. Look at that. Can't have a slab. Immune cells, a shambling mound. Possible? Because of the graspy, rooty, tentacly things. No, not a salamander. No, not a, one of them. Or no, they've got 4 arms, so that's not quite. What's that? A roper. No, his tentacles aren't quite like that, are they? I must go through the entire fucking monster manual before I find anything close. Nope, nope, nope. I need to find something that looks like a Cthulhu. The owlbear, the infamous monster that the druid can't turn into, but they made it do it in the film. Various forms of blobs, jellies, and oozes. trolls and trollkin, ogres, nightmare, snakes, snake thing is fungus, and spores and mummies. It's ridiculously out as an stupid mind flayer. Okay, it's obviously only going to be a young mind flayer. It gives me his skills: arcana, deception, insight, perception, persuasion, stealth. Yeah, that's not too bad actually, because his strength and dex, his strength isn't his strongest point, his con's not going to be his strongest point, but he's going to have the charisma. And what's he going to be again? Yeah, he's going to be a bard, so yeah, he's going to want a lot of charisma, wisdom, and intelligence. So we'll put 1 on all 3 of those. That should be a good start. Now, can I actually find a pen? This is an age-old hunt that goes on every bloody time, this. Can I find a pen? So, the pencil's not working, so it's going to have to be, yeah, this one. So the barkeep, Carth, Ulu thingy, because we don't have a name for him yet. +1 intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Strength, dex, not bex, con, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Okay, so we've got 15, 14, 13, 12, 10. So they've automatically got a +1, +1, +1. For a bard, the highest stat you need really is charisma. So 15 there. So where's he going to stick his 8? His 8's going to have to go into the strength, which doesn't stat. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. So I can have I can have a 16 and 2 14s. Or 2 16 and 15 and 2 14s. Oh, sorry, 16 and 15 and 14. Yeah. 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8. So I don't get. Yeah. "12 in his constitution, 10 in his dexterity. He's not as agile even though he's all tentacles. He's a sea-based creature. So, not so great. No, 14 and 13. Intelligence or wisdom, intelligence or wisdom. Wisdom. Yeah, let's put the... $14 in wisdom and the 13 in intelligence. Okay, so that totals that out to 16, 15, 14, 12, 10, 8 in his overall stats. And he's going to be level 7, obviously. And a warlock. What type of warlock? Now we get to go to the player's handbook as opposed to the monster manual. We've already made him as roughly a creature. Just need to find a bard. Bard college, right, okay. So here we have bards. Spell inspiration, jack of all trades, rest, or song of rest. College of Bard expertise, which we choose at level 3, okay. Ability score improvement level 4. Bardic Inspiration and Font of Inspiration at level 5. Counter Charm, Bard College feature at level 6. And then we get our 4th level spell at level 7. Oh, so we're a full caster at being a bard. Okay. College of Bard. College of Bard lore. At 3rd level, you may learn to use wit to distract, confuse, and otherwise sap the confidence and competence of others. When a creature that's within 60 feet of you makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a damage roll, you can use your reaction to expend one of your bardic inspiration, rolling your bardic inspiration dice, and subtracting that roll number from the creature's roll. You can choose this feature after the DM makes the roll, but before the DM determines whether the attack roll or ability was a success or fails, or before the creature deals its damage. The creature is immune if it can't hear you, or if it is immune to being charmed. So he's the one who, he's the chatterbox. College of Valor. Oh, that's the more attacky one. So level 6, you actually get you get your second attack at level 6. Combat Inspiration. You can pump your. Okay. Your medium armor, shields, martial weapons. Not a bad choice. There should be is that it? Oh, at 6th level you learn 2. Oh, so the lore is the more leaning to the spellcastery side, and the valor is leaning into the if you want to be a close combat and take part in the thwacky. I'm gonna make him law. Oh no, he's not a bard, is he? He's a warlock. Same things pretty much apply as far as I'm aware. Let me just go back to the beginning of the warlock. Charisma, wisdom, and charisma. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I've set him up roughly right. Bard is charisma, dexterity. Right, okay. The finesse weapons, of course. I was looking at bard when I shouldn't be looking at bard. I should be looking at warlock. I am a moron. I am an idiot. Warlocks. So what is it? Otherworldly Patron straight away. Pat Magic, Eldritch Invocations, Pat Boons, Ability Scores. At level 4. What do we get? Oh, I get more spells known. And can cast at 3rd level. And no more invocations at level 5. So I only ever get to be a half caster with one use of a certain of higher level spells. So you get Pact Magic, Eldritch Invocations, and a Pact Boon. So Otherworldly Patron I've got to choose straight away. And then I can choose a Pact Boon at 3rd level, which would either be Pact of the Chain, Pact of the Blade, or Pact of the Tomb, which is turning you into a wizard. Oh, you can get so a Pact of the Chain is getting a familiar that can attack for you. That's not too bad. And then Pact of the Blade is obviously you have a sword. And then Pact of the Tomb, you lean more into the spellcasting side, so you get a grimoire called the Book of Shadows. When you get this feature, you choose 3 cantrips from any class's spell list. The 3 needn't be from the same spell list. While the book is in your possession, you can cast those cantrips at will. They don't count against your number of cantrips known. If they don't appear on the Warlock spell list, they are nonetheless Warlock spells for you. If you lose your Book of Shadows, you can perform a ritual. Okay. So I'm assuming there's going to be boons that... Oh, then you've got the Archfey. The Archfey is a creature. Oh, they're boons. And then you go and find your otherworldly patrons. So the Archfey, the Fiend, and the Great Old One. With him being what he is, he's going to be the Great Old One. What do we get? Dissonant Whispers, Tasha's Hideous Laughter. I like those spells. Detect Thoughts from Phantasmal Force. Yeah. Clairvoyance and Sending. Not bad. Dominate Beast and Evard's Black Tentacles. Ooh. Dominate Person and Telekinesis. Okay. And I get a couple of things nicely to go with that. And then I get to choose a pact as well. So I could go level 3. So I could go for the spells if I wanted to, with me being all spell based. I would like him to be quite spell based. And then you will get 2 invocations that will help boost that. So taking the Eldritch Blast cantrip, no brainer for a fucking warlock. So it's going to be Old One Warlock with Pact of the what do we get? A Sprite, a Quasit, an Imp, or a Pseudo Dragon. If I go down that route, but the Pact of the Tome. Looking like I'm not liking the Pact of the Tome idea unless I can get a good like invocation to boost it. I'm not liking the look of that Pact of the Tome. Is there anything that prerequisite? Right, Book of Ancient Secrets. You can now inscribe magical rituals into your Book of Shadows. Choose 2 first level spell slots that have the ritual tag from any class's spell list. The 2 need to be the same spell list. The spell appears in your book and you don't count as other spells you know. On your adventures you can add other ritual spells to your spell book of shadows. When you find such a spell, you can add it to the book of spells. Level is equal to or less than half your warlock spell level, rounded up. So it'll be level 4. I could copy into my book at level 7. You must finish a long rest before you can use this. I don't know, that's the wrong place. If you can spare the time to transcribe the spell for each level of the spell, to transcribe the process takes 2 hours and 50 gold pieces of the rarest inks needed to inscribe it. So you can upgrade your spell book. So I can increase the damage on the Eldritch Blast, which would be nice, and then I can upgrade the spell book. Because there are a lot that allow you, if you've got the Pact of the Blade, like Thirsting Blade and a few other things, do allow you to boost Pact of the Blade quite well. Where's the other one? There's one for Pact of the Chain. There's another Pact of the Chain, in fact. That's all 15th level. Which I'm not that high up yet. But the only one is, yeah, so how many boons do we get? Is it boons? Eldritch invocations. I need to remember this stuff. How many Eldritch invocations do I get? So, level 7 I have 4 invocations. So I can take the Book of Ancient Secrets, which is nice. I can take the Agonizing Blast. That's 2 out of the 4. And I could also go for Sculptor of Flesh, which lets me cast Polymorph. Polymorph is always a fun one. As long as I can make it I can only cast it once using a Warlock spell slot and can't do so until I finish a long rest, but Polymorph's nice for travel. And if I can just turn into a bigger version of Cthulhu, that's just awesome. So, Sculptor of Flesh. And which one am I going for? Pact of Tome. Or Pact of Tomb. And then invocations. Sculptor of Flesh. What was it? 3. Can't remember what the other 3 were. Agonizing Blast, of course. To boost up the... Because I'm limited on spell slots, about 3 I've got. It's not great, but it'll do. And Book of Ancient Secrets. And Armour of Shadows as well. And Book of Ancient Secrets. Because then I can cast Mage Armour on myself at will without spending anything. That's great. Great old one. So when I get access to X, Y, Z spells, and I get access to 5th level spells as early as level 9, because then that's when I start getting the other options where I get to start choosing a spell. And by 7th level I've had 1 ability score improvement, which will go on to that to make that 18. Okay. I don't get too many. I'm going to get 1 more, which will be able to max me that out at the next level. 1, 2. Then only 3 more. Oh, that's not good. I'm going to need to stick all them in there. Just to get me up to 18, which isn't enough. I'm going to boost my hit points up, which I've not done yet, but yeah. Right. Now that he's had plenty of time to dry. Let's pull out the wash box. And let's see what wash colour we're going to do the hands. Not the hands, the glowy things in his. That's the wrong tub. So I'm just going to do the wash on the. I'm going to do the wash on the spells, and then I will start doing my what should only be 2 minutes, but takes me half an hour to sign off bit. I've just got to make a decision on that colour first. See, I have an orange. I mean, he's got a lot of reds, he's got a lot of like an orange, but I'm thinking more of a purple. If I have, I do have a purple. I know I've got a purple. That just violet thing. Now I don't want it too thick, so let's see how it goes. If I'm to just thin it out. Wow, that does not want to be thinned out. I just want to stay on the brush. Fuck me. Oh well. Here goes none. We shall see. You can't see the purple there properly. Oh, there we go. Yeah, nope, that looks okay. Looks like he's either concocting some weird fucking drink for you, or it's certainly more warlocky than yellows or oranges, I think. Oranges are more inclined for wizards casting Fireball, whereas Eldritch Blast, yeah, more purpley as far as I'm concerned. Okie dokie. That was a quick decision and a quick one, wasn't it? Okay, so let's have the next 10 minutes to have a calm down. I've also got to do a monk yet, haven't I? Or at least find something that's going to be a red panda bear thing. So strength. Dexterity's not going to be his strongest point, so it's going to be a strength-based monk, I believe. Strength and wisdom. So let's go for monk trader, strength, wisdom. I'm actually going to do a bit of extreme. Rather than just doing 3, I'm going to do a double 2. Or I might do a 2 and a 1. Yeah, I'm going to do a 2 and a 1. So we have panda, monk, what are they called? Merchant. Or trader. See, we'll get quite a bit done over the course of some time. We do alright. We do alright on this stream. We get stuff done for. I realise it's like way gone 12, so. Okay, so I need to find out what type of monk, which if he's gonna go strength, let's find that out first. So I know he's gonna be strength, so that makes it easier. So I go all the way back through all this. Use the quick start guide thing. barbarian. This is monk. I know I need to be stages before barbarian because that's what it gives me the tells me if I'm a monk. What are we looking at? Either strength or dex, and then wisdom. Okay. Oh, gone too far, gone to monk. I've gone to sorcerer, sorry. Ranger. Paladin. Still not far back enough, still not got there. Monk. Oh, there we are. Right. Wave the shadow. No. Wave the open hand. Starting when you choose this at 3rd level. So what do you get straight away? Unarmored defense and martial arts, which lets me punch shit out of stuff. Key and unarmored movement. Okay. Then it's Masonic tradition and deflect missiles, right? So monastic traditions. For God's sakes, I need to learn how to read and talk. Way the open hand looks like it's going to be the way to do it, because that gives me the ability to try and knock them prone, try and push them away from me, or it can't take reactions until the next turn. Wholeness of body at level 6 lets me heal myself as an action. You regain 8 hit points equal to 3 times your monk level. You must finish a long rest before you can use it again. But 28 hit points is not bad. So, monk trader, way of open hand. And then usual strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Where do we put his dump stat? He's supposed to be a merchant. Could be a wily merchant, so we'll put his +2 in strength, +1 in wisdom. So obviously then that means 15 goes in wisdom and the 14 goes in strength. 13 can go in constitution. 12 in dexterity, because he's not slow and not nimble, but he's more of a strength base. 10 in intelligence and 8 in charisma. That leaves us a total. Oh, and he gets an ability score improvement at what level? 4. And then does not another one till 8, so another ability score improvement. In this case, that's going to be 16. Yep, it's going to have to be another +2 to that. So that takes that now to 18, 12, 13, 10, 16, and 8. Excellent. But no, I'm going to switch them 2 round. So he's going to be surprising. His dex is going to be higher than his strength for the Panda Monk. Think Kung Fu Panda, but a red panda. Because that's what he is, a red panda. Oh, I need to stretch. I'm near enough. Yeah, so now it's got a few more. But I'll go put Panda Dude on the diorama. That does help nicely. In fact, while doing this. So yeah, we need to put the Panda Dude now on the diorama after I've taken a photo, which I need to do now. Now, you idiot! You already said you'd do it on stream, and now you're forgetting. No. Bad lads. Bad lads. So let's get the Pokemon board thing out again. And get the bear, because I do need his bear. And let's take some photographs of him before we wrap up for the evening. We need something steady to... There we go. And then move lighting to be better for photographic purposes. And then we get the camera ready. If I just completely fucked up my... Yeah, all I did, I didn't actually make it smaller like I wanted it to, did I? No. What I had to do is just fucking move it. There we go. Nope, that's not as good a quality as I could get. There we go. So that's pictures taken of Pandanana, and obviously work in progress shot of the bartender dude. There we go. So that is done for this evening. I thank everybody who's come to watch me. All of you, Twisted, JV, Beaky, Ali, Lee, Graham, all of you, everybody who's coming, everyone who I can't name because you just like to listen, which, as I say, is perfectly fine. That's great, because many people just choose me to go to sleep to. For some reason, they find my voice soothing sometimes. Sometimes I just bore them to sleep. Either way, if function serves, function's great. So I will call it done for this evening. Thank you very much again, everybody. If you want to come and catch the next one, it is going to be on Monday, 9:30 on, if you're in England, in the evening. Not sure on the time. It's usually about 4 or 5 hours, so possibly about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon if you're over the other side of the Atlantic, and if you're heading obviously further east, then it's the other way. It's a little bit later for you, possibly start about midnight-ish, half midnight or further, depending how far you go. Either way, thank you. If you have enjoyed what you've seen tonight, please hit that like and subscribe at the bottom. Join the Discord. I will be covering more 40k stuff on Monday. I might even actually be starting Angry Ron. We'll see what I can get doing with my airbrushes now that I've given them a bit of a sort out. So we'll see what we can do with Angry Ron. I'm looking